All right, continuing on with the softball pieces. This guy's been sending a fair amount in. Recently, I've been mulling over the epic feminist rant from conservative Tommy Lahren titled PSA for Boyish Men, accusing all men of being trash. Now, she did say that. Oh, wait, she did. But only men between the ages of 18 and 60. Personally, I thought a more appropriate title would be The Forlorn Love Song of the Alpha Widow. Listening to her screeching is like suffering through a root canal at the dentist without Novocaine. I've awarded myself the Red Pill Bronze Stars for service beyond the call of duty. Tommy divides women into two categories. Women like herself who are attractive, successful, and have, quote, something going on, presumably a woman who has her career and a great social life. Tommy refers to this type of woman as a high-value woman. Two, women she refers to as Tatiana. Yes. These are women who are young and have nothing going on, presumably a woman who does not have her own career and a poor social life. Tommy refers to this type of woman as a low-value woman. Tommy is certainly not unique in viewing a woman with an education, career, income status as a high-value woman. Consider the website, The Real Female Dating Strategy, which states on its homepage, a high-value woman is a woman who doesn't revolve her life around men. Okay, well, I don't know what you're going to revolve. Work, career, yourself, have fun. She has her own career, hobbies, and a great social life that fulfills her emotional needs. So if she does welcome a man in her life, he better be amazing. A high-value woman also doesn't romanticize men's true nature. Therefore, she's cautious around them and wants them to prove themselves to her before she gets emotionally attached. This concept of a high-value woman apparently does not extend to finance, where men are expected to assume the traditional role of support. The website notes the following. While I believe in having your own career and making your own money, a man still has to add financial value to your life. Oh, guys, it's not even trying to hide it. And make you feel like he can take care of you. This means not splitting the bill and not dating financially challenged men. What site is this? The Real Female Dating Strategy. Okay. That's why there must be so much marriage. It's working so well. I disagree with this feminine concept of a high-value woman. I'm rather indifferent to a woman's education, career, income status as a criterion to judge her sexual or relationship value. The feminist concept lacks the criterion favored by most men: age, beauty, and femininity. Feminists seem to have nothing to say about femininity. I consider the very feminine Tatiana, a woman scorned by Tommy, who offers love, affection, and nurturing, who considers her husband, marriage, children, family, home as her greatest priorities, as a very high-value woman. I consider a woman whose life is centered on career, identity, politics, and ideology to be a low-value woman. Is a feminist a low-value woman? And so I said, well, what do you mean by value? Like financial value, value to other people, value to society. And he goes on to say, this is the feminist perception of her own value to men, both in the sexual marketplace and the relationship marketplace. I think this is greatly frustrating Tommy. She sees herself as an accomplished woman, and consequently, her value to men should greatly exceed the value of any woman less accomplished than herself. Example, the Tatianas. Her fundamental error is that men do not value women based on hypergamy, so her accomplishments count for little in attracting and retaining men. So she rants that all men are trash and huff and puff's bloated, entitled ego, and her angry disappointment. Her demands and attitude towards men, common to other accomplished feminists, actually make her a low-value woman. Okay, so I see you're talking about men. Hang on, let me read. So in general, is a feminist a low-value woman? It depends. You are talking in value to men, so we'll get to that. But let us talk about value. I've touched on this in a previous video I did for you before, but let's talk about value. Right? Value cannot be internally conferred, right? You have to have somebody else confer value upon you, be it them spending their time with you or spending money on you through employment or whatever. Dates, I guess, is another way to put it. So it could be fundamental financial value, it could be social value, it could be romantic value. All right. So our feminist low value women, no, There are certainly some feminists, what's a feminist too? Are we talking rabid feminists who do nothing but parasite and panhandle and work in academia and do nothing but bitch and whine for more money? Okay, obviously they don't even have any financial value. They don't do anything. Oh, are we talking your rank and file young woman today? Well, yeah, I'm a feminist. I'm for the equal treatment of women, and she's an accountant or a doctor or an engineer. Well, of course, that woman carries value. I would say not only financial value, but value to society and the goods and services that she provides. So we got to really define the terms of what we're saying. What you're saying is value to men. Are feminists low value women to men? Right? And you further go on to define feminists not as simply a woman who happy, or a man, I guess, who believes in equal treatment of men and women, but where they think that their value comes in their careers, accomplishments, social life, as Tommy Lauren pointed out. And it depends, because who is conferring the value? All right. Just because men don't value feminists in general, let's do the stereotypical feminist like Tommy here, where it's my career and my social life and my amazing friends. Just because men don't value that doesn't mean there isn't somehow other people in the world that value that. Women obviously value that. Tommy Lauren has a net worth of $3 million. The free market values, well, her tits, let's be honest. No one cares what she says. So we are not to judge. This is the concept of a free market. Somebody values Tommy Lauren. Somebody values her political philosophy, her sexual dynamic philosophy. They value her work. They value her career. Her friends value her. They value her employers, value her professionalism. So she has value. Feminist woman like Tommy does have value. Feminist woman not like Tommy has value. But when it comes to what men are seeking in women, no. In that sense, are feminists low value women to men who are looking for, romantic, not an employee, not a friend, but a romantic? Yes, of no value whatsoever. And there is no point in screaming at the sky, howling at the moon. I was listening to The Great One and a couple other guys when Tommy Lawrence said, all you guys want are the fun 21-year-old girls. And every guy's like, yes, no fucking shit. Yes. Like, we're not hiding it. When did we ever say, oh, not the young hot chicks that are like fun? And I don't know if you guys remember it's probably not up there anymore, but there was a PlayStation, Xbox spoof video where they found a brave woman. Now, this woman was brave. She was overweight. She dressed the part. And then there was this hot, cute girl in like a little cute outfit. And this larger woman who was like, she had the thick rimmed glasses on, like, I'm Xbox and I got this processing thing, blah, 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 blah. And then the hot girl was like, I'm PlayStation. I like to have fun games that go pachoo. And then the Xbox will be like, you don't understand. I have this type of processing power. Da, 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 da. I get to, I have you got to see it. It's hilarious. And this is kind of a metaphor, kind of what's going on in not even feminist women, but most women, young women today, is they have been told that they were little girls, that the only thing of value they have to society is their career and their politics and their feminism and their ideology and their environmentalism. And are they organic? Do they agree? I love their carbon footprint, all this other stuff. And so they go forth. They went, just like the baby boomer women before them and the Gen X women before them. And now it's just the younger. Now the only reason we talk about them is because they're of fertile breeding age. That's what only society really cares about marketing wise. You don't hear baby boomer women talking about, no one covers that. Where was I going? And now women are very frustrated, just like men are frustrated that follow your heart and money would follow with the degrees not landing them a job. Women are frustrated that the men they want, some dare I say think they're entitled to, are not committing to them, or that's like just a pump and dump or whatever. And Tommy Lauren is very frustrated, and as a lot of women are. And a lot of women are complaining, he's not at my level. And what your, the real female dating strategy, the contradictory nature, it's mutually exclusive. Well, a high value woman is a woman who doesn't revolve her life around men. I don't know how much this speaks to most women, but scarily, I think the majority. Please tell me I'm wrong, ladies. She has her own career, hobbies, a great social life, fulfills her emotional needs. So if she does welcome a man to her life, he better be amazing. Well, okay. You don't sounds like, and tell me if I've heard this before, ladies, you don't need no man, fish bicycle. Can't rely on a man. High value woman doesn't romanticize men's true nature. Therefore, she's cautious around, wants them to prove themselves. Okay, so you don't need our money, but we want your money. He better add financial value to your life and make you feel like he could take care of you. This means not splitting the bill and not dating financially challenged men. Well, that's just opportunistic. That's also hypocritical and lying. That's immoral, not amoral. It's immoral. You're not being treated equally. So getting back to the point, the majority of these young women have been conditioned to believe that it is their careers that men are most interested in. And not only have been that conditioned and programmed, they've also been conditioned and programmed to view men's preferences, their own personal choice. You know how all pro-choice you are, ladies. Their choice to find women attractive for predominantly youth and beauty is wrong. It's toxic. It's bad. There is, I don't know if it's indoctrination or laziness or ego, where you're so solipsistic you don't consider what other people want in any kind of negotiation. But man, you really start to be a burr in guys' saddles when you say men are bad or wrong or evil or immoral for liking hot, attractive young women, when that's biology. So and then the anger, she lashes out, Tommy Lauren, and men have got a man. And I think, how could we put it? I think because of the internet, and it's been going on for at least 10 years now, young men are starting to get the message, and older men have gotten the message of quality. We're not dopes like we were in the 80s and 90s. A lot of men have kind of gone their own way. They've gone ghost. They're not getting married as much. You see a drop in the marriage rates. Men aren't even trying as much. A lot of men have left the sexual marketplace. And this is upsetting women because Lauren's approaching 30. She was engaged. That didn't go well. That ended. Ladies, gals are like, okay, where was everything I promised? Very much like you men were like, okay, where was everything I promised when I got good grades and did what I was supposed to and been the nice guy? Where the heck was my birthright? And it's never delivered. Well, when you're lied to, doesn't matter how great, sweet tasting the lies were, inevitably the point comes where you realize you're not going to get what you want. And now this is the temper tantrum throwing stage. This is the men can't keep, I don't know, are they circling the wagons, licking their wounds, protecting their pride, protecting their ego? Whatever it is, now they're yelling at men for not meeting these incredibly impossible standards, not engaging in an unacceptable transactional relationship. Forget romance. I mean, if you look at it from a risk reward, like why would they really don't bring any, they go so far as to say they are the table. It's like, no. You're and they're getting so angry that why aren't you things, you objects, doing what you're supposed to do? What I think is absolutely fascinating is the complete lack or the absence of the concept or the idea in a lot of young ladies and older ladies' minds is that men are not chappy. They are not things. Men are not dice. Okay. Men have thoughts and sentience and consciousness and preferences just like women do. And you have to consider what they like. And I'll put here. Do you want more proof? I don't know how many times I got to bring this one up. Much as you ladies may not like the red pill community or the manosphere, the masculinity, whatever you want to call it, this side of this sphere, there is a significant and consistent presence of content creators and writers and all that who are into health and working out. And yes, there's certainly an argument for men to do that for their own health's sake, but the largest reason men do that is to get the girls. Matter of fact, all the red pill is originally started like, how do we get them? And they ask a very selfless question: what do women want? I'm wondering, has that question ever been asked in the female side of the sphere, or feminism, or whatever you want to call it? Have women ever? Well, what do men want? Have you ever asked that? and I don't think the concept has hit them yet, because they have had so much smoke blown up their dirt chute into thinking that everything should go their way and they're entitled. That, damn it, why aren't you men all 6 feet tall? Damn it, Joker, why aren't you 6 feet tall with a full set of hair and making your 6 figures with your 6-pack? Why aren't you? Why can't I? Where are you? And you men are failing, where it's like, wait. You've taken action. Men have taken counteractions. Where, like, look at Beckloff. Like, what if Beckloff was romantically inspired? I bet you he'd go work out a little bit more. Hardworking man, very intelligent, very charismatic. Check him out on YouTube. Beckloff, Bechtloff, some kind of Dutch name. He would make a good husband someday, but he has no incentive to go work out. He has no incentive to set down the comic books, and he goes walk, he does a job and all that. He's not horrifically out of shape, but there was a guy that maybe, in the 50s, where if you promised a nice supportive wife, he would, but now he got the he better and he made a counter move, a counter strap. Whoa. From the age of kindergarten on, I've been told I am not needed and that I am evil and that me having non-Marxist Democrat beliefs makes me a fascist and a Nazi and all the things where I'm like, not really. Quite anti-fascist, by the way. Oh, and I'm bad and mean because saw his old man get divorced. That's another thing. Like, whoa, okay, hang on here now. Wait. And then you got Tommy Lauren pouting, throwing up a storm. Why don't you like me? Like, fine, lady, whatever you want. Let me go. Run. So I kind of went on a tangent here. So to other groups of people in the world, a hardworking woman who's fine, she's a feminist, doesn't matter. They can absolutely present value. They absolutely are valuable, just not to men. Now, with this attitude, anyway, if we're going to define feminist as that, because men want youth and beauty above all else. That's the number one thing we want. That's not the only thing we want. I don't have to go through this all over again, how she has to be nice and supportive. And I don't have to go through that again. But it's women's, I don't even think, choice or consciously choosing to ignore what men's demands are. I really think they're brainwashed to the extent they're like, well, why isn't he here? I was told that I should be, and these men are failing. And like the concept of negotiation, altruism, selflessness, or just business to go. Even Trump understands this better. Like, okay, well, they got these incentives, I got these incentives. What should I put on the table that might we could have? But my God, if it's going to be a business transaction, where it's like you got to be like playing 3D chess like Trump does with his, I'm going to give him the worst ballpark offer ever. Okay, we're going to negotiate. Dude, no. You should be running into each other's arms and fucking loving each other. But he better, and the indoctrination prevents all that. So I don't think women, even Tommy Lauren, who came from a conservative side of the political spectrum, even she is not capable, obviously not, of stopping, letting go of the solipsism, letting go of the ego, and say, well, what do men want? And so they just go back to the programming of what men, or what should men want. That's enough. What do men want? Well, they want this, and want a woman's high power career. Never once, not polling one man as to what men want. Women deriving what men want wholly on their own in a echo chamber that has no input from the real world. And so, surprise, surprise, when they tell themselves what men want, it's not what men want, they're not going to get no man. Because unfortunately, no matter how much it pisses them off, men are not robots. They're not chapsticks. You can't go to the man store and buy yourself a man. You need them to willingly go out with you. And so I think that's where this conflict is. And then also, I know this is simplifying it, but sometimes these issues are not terribly complex. I always wrestle, like, do women deep down inside know? Do people deep down inside know? Like the Marxists, they just know. They got that look. They know they're thieves. Go look at Ilhan Omar. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's no dummy. Her and Paul Krugman. Ocasio-Cortez, she's pretty stupid. She might actually believe it, but Ilhan Omar is not that dumb. Ocasio-Cortez, oh my God, she's stupid. So maybe some gals have this, some gals don't, but I think at least on an instinctual, even unconscious or subconscious level, women do know what men want, but their fear of delivering what men want, let me rephrase that. Their fear of putting forth the required labor and effort to give men what they want is too much for them to commit to. And so they don't do that. And they would rather go believe lies and vainly try to get men to go against their biology by shaming them, saying liking thin or young chicks is wrong or something like that. They are that afraid of hard work and labor that fear is more powerful than any conscious reality in the frontal lobes. And if obesity is any indication, women have very plainly chosen to live in fear and to gamble on trying to sociologically program, socially engineer men to like fat chicks or ugly chicks or chicks that just, but not physically, or old women, whatever. They more or less have, as a group, I'd say, decided to choose that route. We're going to bludgeon men into liking us for our career. We're going to bludgeon men into liking us for our amazing friends on our social. We're going to bludgeon men into liking us for an education. Not once. I think how insane and extreme this is. We're not going to ask. You could simply ask, what do you want? And then deliver that. But that means staying in shape. And I think that is ultimately and simply why you have such cognitive dissonance and frustration is women are so deathly afraid of the labor and work that it is required to stay in shape, as are men. I mean, let's not, men are just as obese as gals. I'm just pointing out where this conflicts, that they want to believe in the lie so desperate, because it's not that they want to believe the lie so they are so afraid of the gym and so afraid of putting down the ho-hos and delivering the value that men want, what they really want, that they're going to take their gamble and hopefully this will work. If there's a shot to get men to be socially engineered to like fat chicks and old chicks and ugly chicks and chicks that climb on rocks, they'll do it. And they're going to risk their entire romantic life trying to engineer men into what they want, into wanting them, rather than just stopping and saying, let's stop fighting biology. Look, you could fight biology, or you could say, well, biology tells us very clearly what men want. And then you say, well, here's the ingredients. Here's the recipe. Let's deliver that. Well, that takes work out. That takes effort. And so I think a lot of women are exhausted, or probably, certainly they feel betrayed when they've been told by, again, their Democrat, leftist, socialist teachers, okay, and professors, and probably their parents too. But you've been lied to by leftists your entire time from kindergarten through college as to how the real world works and what men want, what they should want. That when they get out, and all of a sudden it's, as Rolla would say, the epiphany phase, and I think Tommy, who's a Tatiana herself. I'm like, oh yeah, you got a lot going on. Yeah, you're a brilliant genius. No, you're just cute. Shut the F up. Where was I going? Oh, when they realize that they've been lied to this entire time. And now it's like, oh, all that investment you've done since 5 years old in your master's degree, that's not going to help you get the guy. They get pissed. And they don't get pissed off at the leftists because they're so conditioned. They get pissed off at men for daring to like what we've always said. I don't have to say it anymore. And it's point, men, we should just stop saying, because they're not listening. Don't tell women that you don't care about their career or their education. They don't care. They're not going to, you might as well be talking to Chappie. Okay. They're not going to listen. They don't want to listen because they're too invested. They've had way too much, the sunken investment fallacy going back from 5 years old to 25 when they finally get out with their master's degree. A quarter century, all the youth is gone. Yeah, they're probably pissed. And they're like, it can't possibly be wrong. It can't possibly. I have a master's degree. And then you come in, we just want big tits and ass that backs up into this and you to be nice with long hair and be feminine. And immediately they're conditioned. I'm sorry, get my racist because they're all bogus. Sexist for daring to express that you like hot, thin chicks. Because now they're facing like, not only did they waste all their time, now they got to go back and do something completely different. And now it's more work, it's more labor, and it's a lifetime of labor. You got to stay in the gym forever. You got to stay hot forever, unless you want your guy to like wander around. And again, lending to my theory that at a fundamental level, somewhere deep down in the deepest recesses of the female mind, they know, why does every woman try to lose weight on her wedding day? But then like the nanosecond the dude says husband and wife, okay, I got him illegally. Now he's screwed. I got the check mark. Fuck love. Fuck sex. I got the check mark. I got me a man because you viewed human beings as things this entire time, which is what feminism teaches you to do. So no woman brings any romantic or let's say relationship value. No woman brings any relationship value to men unless she's physically hot. Now, friendship value, let's take that. I'm talking romantic relationship, including sex, love. I'll just, insert slot into hole. They bring no value to the man unless they're physically attractive. I mean, we know this because if you got a gal that's really cool, but you're not attracted to her, she's your buddy. She's your friend. Like, hey, what's up? That's what attraction is. That's what love is. And in theory, would do away with this. He better check mark. I am the table. Yeah, you are a big ass loudmouth table, aren't you? Yeah, okay. You'd break the table. That's what you are. You'd break the table. But I keep losing my thought here. You'd think love would, well, I need to be physically attracted to you. That's what I need. And then by the way, that's not the only thing, ladies, because if any of you guys have dated a 9 or a 10, you realize, there might be some personality flaws. Like you need to be loving and kind and caring and supportive. You need to be feminine. You need to be hot. That's the one thing we got like, wow, it makes no sense, but I want that. Beyond even sex. Like I understand procreation, but you've met a guy like, damn, hey, you and me, baby. And then you're like, no, it doesn't work out. No, for them, it's now transactional. It is all transactional because I think they've invested so much of their youth and money. Other taxpayers' money they've borrowed and maybe or may not pay back because they're strong, independent woman begging for a bailout. They've invested so much and have been so invested philosophically, psychologically, maybe even emotionally into this feminist view of dating and relationships that they just can't go back. They can't, like the Christian that gets to heaven and finds a Jew there. Like, what are you doing here? Like, well, it's all bullshit. And no, he can't be here. And it's sad. It's really sad. Because frankly, it's the number one thing in life. It's the number one source of happiness. And it's predominantly women who have decided to throw it away. And we've got a lot. I've never heard a guy say, you don't need no woman. Fish bicycle. I don't think, I'm sure some guy has said that, but it's probably been in response to all this. It's really sad, but yeah, okay, ladies, go love your career. Go, get your degree. Go get your surrogate children with the egg freezing. Go do it. Have fun with your amazing friends. Travel. Life is good. There's other things to do, but spare yourself the anger and frustration that Tommy, Tatiana, Lauren. Why would you be angry? Why? You could say, well, we know what men want. Maybe we should try and deliver. I don't know. And I'm sure the sisterhood would come crashing down on you, would be ostracized. So get used to a life of having no men in your life. And if you do have a man in your life, you're just like not going to deliver what you want. Get used to your man just kind of like, get used to a boring sex life. Get used to no love. And then when you're on your deathbed, You're like, boy, I could have had, watch my other video on a happy marriage. I go over 3 happy marriages where it's just like, they're ecstatic. They're wonderful. It's exciting. It's wonderful. I envy them. You could have had that. You could have had that, but it means you really need to get over yourself. And for the most part, you're worthless jokes of career. I mean, Tommy Lauren, I'm a pretty girl with tits on Fox News. Oh, yeah. You know, I got you gals that are engineers, programmers, mechanics. God bless you. I mean, those are legit professions. But you gals that major in this bogus bullshit, you go work. The irony of all ironies is most of your jobs are taking care of other women's children who are too busy working their careers of profession, taking care of other women's children because those women are too busy taking care of other women's children. Okay, fine. You've made your choice. Go do it. But for the guys, because guys, listen. I think what men should do going forward to advance this, don't get frustrated. Don't get angry. And stop trying to convince women. Stop trying to say they're not going to listen like all we want. Because to any thinking individual, it's very simple. I want these 3 things. I want vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup and sprinkles. That's all I want. And that's kind of as simple of an ingredient list for women too. They don't care. They're not going to listen. I don't even think most of them view you as a sentient entity. They just kind of view you like a piece of chapstick that they want to buy. Because I've seen no overtures or olive branches or simple intellectual interest in, well, what do men want? I've not seen it. And when you try to tell them men want a thin girl, you just simply tell them the 3 ingredients we want. It's as if we punched them in their face and you're called all sorts of isms and you're wrong. It's like, okay, my preferences for what I want to have sex with and what I find attractive is wrong. You leave. You just leave. And then let them get pissed off like Tommy Lauren. Let them stew. Let them get angry. And again, I keep saying it's not our time. This is not the generation. It's not going to be the Gen Z generation. But there will be a future generation sometime where the young women will look and say, my mom is miserable. My grandma was miserable. My great-grandma was miserable. I'm miserable. And you know what? I met Bobby. Bobby at school, I like him, and I can't explain it, but man, I really want to be with Bobby. And Bobby will be, wow, I really like Susie. Man, Susie, and then Bobby and Susie will get together. They'll be like, why the hell is it? Why did men and women hate each other? And I'm going to point, if I'm alive, then you point square at feminism. Because it wasn't men who started this war, it was feminism. And we're winning the war. I mean, I know a lot of you would like to get married in heaven, but we're winning. We're not the ones, at least we know what's going on. Maybe you're not super happy. Maybe this isn't what you want. Maybe you guys did get divorced, but at least we know. You know, we're not the ones crying in our box wine with the cats, and stereotypical as that is, it turns out it's actually kind of true. Brad Everett, $5. Hey, Cap, if you like Venture Brothers, watch Gary and His Demons. Oh, God, if that is Venture Brothers level, Gary and His Demons. Why I got to write something? Gary and His Demons. Okay, I will. All right. Whoa. Got a little more super chats here. Joe Jones for $2. They don't know nor care to know. Just you bet. Yeah. I'm sorry. Until I see something different, until I see different behavior, the irony is gals want to treat you men like robots that you should just like this, we can condition you and program as if you were robots. But then we try to introduce just a simple difference of opinion or a different concept. They go rabid, truly acting like robots. Execute protocol. Bop, bop, bop. Accused man of sexism. Accused him of sexism. Dox him. Life is great. I claim victory. Feminist imperative. Op, op, op. Hell darn it. Fred Friedman Sowell, $10 generous dollars. Why women don't need you was one of the best analyses I've ever seen. Can you declare a stop wasting time with women month similar to don't become a millennial month? TY for saving young men. Why women don't need you was that a video I did, or was that something wrote? I could. But I'll be honest, I think the red pill is kind of maturing now. I think there'll still be some people staying abreast of the situation, but we're moving on to, okay, we've got a really good working model of how the intersexual dynamics work. Read Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi if you want to see it. It's constantly being fine-tuned and adjusted for new developments in technology. So it'll always be there. But unlike feminism, I think a lot of the men are kind of moving on now to other things, whereas feminism just they go into minutia and intersectionality and cross-sectionality, where it's like, okay, you ran out of juice. There's nothing left to say on this topic. We could maybe, but sometimes there are good gals out there too. You know, some you might want to. I think what men should is just stop wasting effort and worry is what they should do, and lower their expectations to be in life. I mean, have no hope, have no expectations, and move on with your life is what I think we should focus on. I think we're coming to that conclusion. I think a lot of, heck, even Better Bachelor's Channel is all about that. Like, God, look, kids, I'm short and I'm bald, but that's not the worst part. Look how much time I spend wasting chasing women. And here's your, what you're doing an analysis like, I'm out of here. Nonstop Dre, what % of women do you think will be spinsters? Well, give me a generation. Boomers about half, Gen X 60-65%, millennials 70%, and if Gen Z does not wake the fuck up pretty soon, those gals are going to be, I don't know if they'd be much worse off than the millennials. I think they'll still be about 70-75. They might have kids, but they'll be divorced. I mean, you're going right off the bat, 50% divorced. Okay. Then, how many of what were they estimating? Like half of women between 18 and 35 will be single in a couple of years or 5 years or so. The numbers. Oh yeah, it's Generation Spinster. That might be well, never mind. I take that back. That would require that would be written for an audience of women, and they're not going to listen. So I know, dumb Aaron, Operation Evil, not thinking things through. Is that it? That's it. All right, there you go. Questions, answers. AssholeConsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.